Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, had an awesome weekend. Just want to show you some updates on a few of the ladies. This is Peaches, the Pearl Burmese Python. She is just a little over 2 years old and she's finally starting to get some size. I know some of you guys were a little worried that I was not feeding her correctly, but I promise you she gets fed very well once a week, sometimes every 10 days, but I'm not feeding her 2, 3, or 4 times a week like a lot of people do that own Burmese. I have really no reason to pump her full of food. I might breed her when she gets the size, but I'm not pushing her a lot to breed her because of different reasons, mostly financial reasons, and just being, I don't want to get stuck with 30 or so eggs and not be able to sell them, and then I'm stuck with all those babies to feed and house and all that stuff, and I just don't have the room or the means for that yet. But in the future, it's a possibility. We'll see how stuff goes with breeding the ball pythons. If that works out, then we'll move on to the boas. If that works out, we'll move on to the anacondas, and maybe this lady right here. So her temperament over the 2 years of when I've had her has been phenomenal. She was, and still is, she kind of hisses a little bit when she's in her cage, but when she's out, she's no problem. She's never bitten me. She's tried when she was a baby, but I think that's very typical for Burms. And honestly, she is not very active, so she's kind of lazy, and I would have to say that she reminds me of ball pythons. Other than the size, they just don't do very much. They're not very active like the boas or the anacondas. They're always on the move. They're always everywhere. If I set them down, they're gone within like 5 seconds. But it's nice to have a difference of species, and it's nice to have a bigger snake that is just kind of laid back, will hang out with you, and not cause any issues. But I still have to be careful with these snakes because they do get very large. Their temperaments can sway back and forth depending on their mood, just like any other snake. I always use a snake hook to get her out, just to prepare her and myself for when she gets bigger. But as of right now, she is a total sweetheart, and I love her colors. I say this all the time, but I love the yellows and the whites, and it just goes together so perfectly. And then a solid white belly, and it transitions into the very vibrant, I would say, yellow. So I had her out yesterday taking some pictures for Instagram, and I was really wanting to get her and the anaconda on video, but it was Sunday, and I guess everybody wanted to do yard work all day, so the neighbors were mowing the lawn, weed whacking, so I didn't want that to be in the video. So hopefully this week, when it's just gonna get warmer and warmer. So it was in the 70s yesterday, and it'll be in the 80s this week. So hopefully I can get out there and get some outdoor videos and show off some of these snakes in the natural sunlight, because they look phenomenal, to be honest with you, out there in the sun. So just want to show you guys her, quick update on her, and then we'll check out some of the other snakes. Alright, so here's a beautiful lady that we have not seen in quite some time. This is the ghost boa. So she's been growing very nicely. Her colors are phenomenal. I would have to say one of my favorite boas is the ghost. I think it's highly overlooked, and because it's not flashy, it's not very bright, and again, and it's not very dark either, because I know a lot of people are into the IMG stuff, or just anything. So it's kind of a blanderish colored snake, if you want to say that. But I mean, I just really like them. So beautiful tail on her. If she can show it. There it is, kind of. And a lot of speckling on her. So that's one of the reasons why I do like her. The speckling is totally random on a lot of these snakes. You can get some that don't have that many, or none at all, or some that are way more than this. But I just like the contrasts from the whites to the grays to the blacks. It's just a beautiful looking boa. And I would say if you really want a good looking snake, buy a ghost. Don't sleep on these. And if you're looking to breed, ghosts can make, if they're het for albino, they can make the snows and the moon glows if you pair them up correctly with a with a male or female with the right combos. So not only do they look good, but they can make even better babies in other combos. So because it does have the anery in it, and this is het for albino, so and I believe it's the hypo. I could be wrong. I got a lot of stuff working with it, and my brain's all kind of scattered. So I believe it's the anery and the hypo. So it's het for albino, and then if we put a snow there, then we would get more snows and more moon glows or more ghosts. I think. I could be wrong, but I know somebody's going to correct me on that one. But I know I don't show her off enough. We've been kind of stuck on the baby boas and the baby ball pythons a lot, just because they're much easier to handle and to show off, and they're not, these are a little bit difficult to get out, but putting them back in, they can cause some issues because they definitely like to stay out. And this girl right here has always been one that has liked to be out and to be, as you can see, hang on to me, and she rarely ever wants to let go. But just a gorgeous snake. I just want to show you guys her. I haven't shown her in a long time, so she definitely deserves more time on the camera. So I'll try to show her off just a little bit more. I know some of you guys have ghosts, and then I don't know if she's at the right age or what. I don't remember how old she is, but she is a couple years old, and she's on large rats right now every 3 weeks, I think. But it is what it is, and I'm just feeding them to feed them. Like I said, I'm not pumping them up to breed. So we'll check out another. We'll probably check out Mountain Dew. We haven't seen her in a while. All right, we'll finish off with this beautiful lady right here. This is Mountain Dew. So I'm trying not to kill you guys with the Anaconda content, but I do have 3 of them. Just trying to give you guys the updates on them as they grow up. So some of you guys say I show them too much. Sometimes some people are saying show more of the anacondas. So trying to give a good balance between all the other snakes. But this girl right here is growing very nicely, and has probably grown a little bit since we've last seen her. Since the incidents that happened last year, I do feel she is a little small for her age, even though they do grow I don't even know. I would say extremely slow against probably retics, but my 3-year-old other Anaconda Pop-Tart is definitely larger than some of my 4- and 5-year-old boas. So I don't know if some people say they grow extremely slow, but they do up until a point, I guess you could say. But one of my passions right now is the anacondas, and I'm just super excited to try to start breeding them when the time comes. I've heard and I'm told they're very difficult and challenging, which will be fun to deal with and to see those challenges as they arrive. But with the aging and the sizes between her and Pop-Tart being staggered, I think having one male right now will be perfectly okay. Because I'll start breeding Pop-Tart first, and then the next year I'll breed her. Hopefully we can get some males out of the breedings, but again, I've heard that first time parents or moms, they tend to slug out very often. So I guess that's going to be just a big old bridge when we try to cross it on that. But had her outside for some videos. Again, I'll take her out again. Her colors are vibrant. There's a lot of rainbow effect with her, so she just looks just like any other snake. Just looks phenomenal out in the natural sunlight. And so with her little issue last year, I do feel she's a little small, so I am feeding her, kind of staggering the feeding with her, but she does get fed once a week on a small rat. Sometimes, like I'm staggering the weeks on, I'll give her 2 smalls within the week, kind of breaking up the days on that. So just so she gets her nutrition and some size back on her. But she looks healthy, and she looks a lot better than what she does, because she literally almost died last year from her little issue. But she's healthy, she's active, and this is one thing that is a lot different than the Burm, even just having her out now and just having her out in general, she's much more active. She takes a lot of energy to try to not really keep up with her. But with Pop-Tart, the bigger one, that she's all over the place, which is perfectly fine. But some people ask me like, should you own an Anaconda? And I say, yeah, definitely. I think you should. But put your time into them as babies. I would definitely get one as a baby. Put your time into them, and just know the snake, and get to bond with them, because they can be phenomenal. And I'm not saying they're not going to bite you, because she's bitten me. And I'm not going to say, I've never had one of these musk on me. I see a lot of people say Anacondas musk on them. I don't know. I've got 3, and that's never happened to me. I'm not saying it's not going to, but again, I hold them a lot, and I deal with them a lot, and they're very messy. I know other snakes poop a lot or whatever, so people say all the other snakes are high maintenance, but I can show you the water bowls right now. I just cleaned them out yesterday. She pooped in her water, Pop-Tart pooped in her water, Oliver needs a water change. So it's like every single day they need a cage cleaning, or they need a water change, which is, you gotta have dedication to have these. So it's not like a ball python or anything like that, which you guys obviously know, but high maintenance for sure. So that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing those snakes. See you guys on the next video, and if you haven't, maybe you'll subscribe just to help the channel out, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See ya.